Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special interview here on the Decision Hour. I'm your host, Adam Bird, and today I'm really excited to talk with two gentlemen that I have on the phone, and I'll bring them on here in just a second. But we're going to be talking about an organization called Links to Freedom Golf Foundation, and this is I'm really excited to talk about this. So I'm going to bring on Lieutenant Colonel Rob Kuhn and Steve Greiner. Steve, Rob, are you guys there?
We are. Yep, I'm here.
Perfect. Appreciate you guys being on the show. Gentlemen, both of you, read your bios. Both of you have done some amazing things in your life. So why don't we, Rob, starting with you, why don't you just kind of tell our listeners who you are, a little bit about yourself, and then Steve, we'll get into talking a little bit about you, and then we'll get into the organization.
Sure. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Rob Kuhn. I'm an active duty Air Force officer. Been in the service actually quite a long time, coming up on 32 years. As a prior enlisted guy, and got to do some pretty cool stuff overseas. But I've been an active duty officer since '99. Currently, I'm stationed in the Washington D.C. area as the deputy director for the logistics division for the Air Force District of Washington. And it was through my interaction with Steve, who you will talk to here in a minute, that got me really excited about helping our injured servicemen and women and families. And through a series of meetings and decisions, we created the Links to Freedom Golf Foundation to help our injured troops and their families.
Outstanding. And sir, thank you for your service. Steve, tell our listeners about you.
Well, I was the longtime PGA head professional at Fort Belvoir. I got to Fort Belvoir in '99, so I was there through 9/11. And as the PGA golf professional at Fort Belvoir, it is my job, my task to deliver golf programs to my customers, my clientele who are, military service members, active and retired. And of course, then a lot of things happened post 9/11, and I wanted to do my part to help troops returning from Iraq and Afghanistan and so forth. And so I started in '08 the Fort Belvoir Wounded Warrior golf program, and it did start as an Army program, an Army MWR program at Fort Belvoir, and then 2 or 3 years into the program, then I realized that Fort Belvoir was going to be the recipient of a new hospital, and that it would have a connection to the new Walter Reed, and that a battalion of wounded warriors would be living on Fort Belvoir. I think as many as 250, almost 300 at various times have been living there. So the program grew by leaps and bounds. I had no idea how well received it would be, although as a long time, from a very little kid, I've been playing golf. So I really had an instinct that golf would be a very good sport to assist in the rehabilitation of soldiers who were wounded, ill, or injured. So I thought the program would be good, but I had no idea that it would be that well received and it would grow. So now I would say this year, Rob and I expect at Fort Belvoir maybe 200 to 250 participants. It does include their family members. We did realize pretty early on that the family heals together, and we do from time to time have family members of those that were killed in action. So the whole thing is very special, but I think it's more than just fun recreation. I really think it's having an impact in their recovery. I think it's having an impact in their therapy. So, and I think it's that program, the Fort Belvoir program, that inspired Rob to start Links to Freedom. There is challenges in raising money for a program like Fort Belvoir. Money's tight in the Department of Defense. They can't fund the program. I think they would like to, but they haven't been able to. And they also have a lot of other challenges and trying to streamline their labor force. So it's hard for people to do all the things they need to do. So raising money to grow the program, because we believe it could even be bigger than it is. It could help more people than it is now. So raising money was a challenge. And I think my hat's off to Rob. That's what inspired him. And that's where Links to Freedom was born out of the Fort Belvoir program. And hopefully with Rob's help, we're going to be able to get this program to more and more people.
So let's talk about Links to Freedom in this golf foundation. What is Links to Freedom? Explain that to our listeners. What is the Links to Freedom?
Sure. Well, Links to Freedom is a 501c3, so we're a full-up round nonprofit organization, and we, established the nonprofit to raise the necessary funds to pay for the Fort Belvoir program, and we have new programs that we're starting up on Joint Base Andrews, which is in Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C. And we're in coordination with the folks out in Salt Lake City in the VA hospital out there to create another program out there. And that one may be delayed a little bit into the summer just because of the weather that they're having out there. And so that's really what the foundation's all about. It's to use the Fort Belvoir golf program as a model, as the prototype, and then Links to Freedom raises the necessary funds, creates the relationships between the veteran communities and the PGA sections to get the PGA professionals to come out and actually do the instruction. And then we have a volunteer pool. Our volunteer pool is we're kind of targeting our volunteer pool to bring in a diverse group of volunteers, so they can also act as mentors. So there'll be people in business and in finance and other community support organizations that would come in and actually be the volunteer pool. So it's not just Fred and Joe coming out to help Steve and Rob put on these golf programs. It's a volunteer base that'll bring a set of skills to actually help the troops and their families as well.
Sir, explain the program to me. Let's say, I'm a combat vet myself. Let's say that I'm out there and I come to you, and me personally, I have a history. I've been playing golf since I was 5. So for me, I think this is I love the idea of this program, behind it. But let's just say, for argument's sake, I have no clue how to play golf. I'm coming out to this program. What could I expect coming there for the first day?
Sure, and I'll ask Steve to kind of go over the concept of operations, if you will, and let him kind of explain, hey, I'm been injured, or I've got something going on, and I'd like to learn how to play golf. So with that, Steve, you want to pick up?
Yeah, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. I think from the standpoint of what to expect at the program, all the instructors are PGA professionals, and what that means is that's the Professional Golf Association. And of course, people see the weekly tournaments and they see the best players in the world, but what they should also know is that the PGA is the group that trains and certifies people to be top golf coaches or golf instructors as well. So a lot of the teachers of the people that you see on TV each week are PGA professionals, and they will also continue their competitive careers, playing in state championships and regional championships and that sort of thing. So,
and Steve,
when let me to our program,
Steve, let me interject there real quick. I apologize, but
sure.
Just so people that are not familiar with the game of golf, like you said, you see the PGA events, but you have these head professionals at these resorts and clubs and whatnot. They need a card for that. They have to qualify to be a head professional. There's a process to be a head professional, correct?
Yes, it's a lengthy one. You are correct. It's a great question. It can, besides being a very good tournament player, it can be 3 or 4 years of tests and training when it comes to how to properly teach, how to run programs, run golf courses, fit equipment, and so forth. So you are correct. So to become a certified card-carrying PGA professional does take a lot of work and training. And so all the teachers in our program are PGA professionals, but then I've gone ahead and organized with various other groups like the National Amputee Association. The PGA, of course, has a special teaching program for helping people with various disabilities and injuries and so forth. And Disabled Sports USA, they also have played a big role. So we've had trainings where we take these top PGA instructors and then we teach them about using things like the Paragolfer or the Solo Rider carts. Those are carts that people who have spinal cord injuries, paralysis, or maybe if they're a double amputee, they'll use these carts so that they can play golf. We'll also learn a lot about the various prosthetics and the various things that the therapists and the doctors at the hospitals are giving them to aid with whatever types of injuries. So the instructors learn a lot about what the different prosthetics can and can't do. And so it becomes a very specialized teaching program by people who are, their life is devoted to coaching and to mentoring. Then the other part of the program, I think, is just what the game of golf offers. It offers the beauty and the peaceful surroundings, the social camaraderie. It's something that they can do at their own pace. You don't have to keep score. I mean, there's no teammates or you're not forced to do anything other than to learn the game at the pace you want to learn it. And also you can do it with your family. So a lot of times now we have mom and dad and we have the kids actually, forming their own group, and they're out on the golf course playing as a family. So there's just a whole lot of parts that kind of come together, I think, to make golf very special in helping these people with their recovery.
I think this is absolutely amazing. Let me ask you this quick question. Does it cost anything to participate?
No. The participation is absolutely free to those men and women, and that's kind of why we created Links to Freedom, was to make sure that they didn't ever have to pay. Right. But the program itself it's 16 weeks, and we do it on Saturdays or Sundays. So we do it on the weekend to allow the family to be out there together. And we do an 8-week session in the spring, early summer, and then we take a break because there's holidays and summer vacations and whatnot for the family. And then we pick back up in August, and then we do another 8 weeks in the late summer, early fall. And depending on the amount of people that sign up, we may break them into 3 groups. So one group starts on the range, the other group's on the putting green, the other group's on the chipping area or the bunker area. And then we rotate each week those different groups to those various stations. And then the 4th week and the 8th week, we actually load up in golf carts and off we go, 100 strong. It's like about 50, 60 golf carts flying out to their whole assignments to go play golf. And so that's basically the concept of operations, if you will, for the program. And it lasts every week. It lasts about 3.5 hours between the welcoming briefs and here's where we're going, this is what we're doing. And then if the weather's really bad, if we have inclement weather, then a lot of the PGA pros will stay behind, and they'll conduct like rules workshops and things to think about when you're out trying to play, such as etiquette and pace of play, and here are the rules, and kind of do some training that way. So
that's awesome.
Each session will also include lunch, and I think that the lunch we frequently have guest speakers. A lot of the PGA professionals will speak. The president has dropped by quite a bit, and we had one of the space shuttle commanders, and Phil Mickelson's golf coach. So we'll have a lot of inspirational speakers and PGA professionals.
I want to know how many. So
people.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So there's big social piece also, a lot of camaraderie. And that social piece was something that in the beginning I didn't realize that there was a reconnection, getting back out into your community and, interacting because, let's face it, a lot of the people that have gone through what they've gone through in combat and so forth, they have to battle a host of emotional things and, depression and nightmares and, those kinds of things. So getting them out of their rooms and social interaction has really become, just another big bonus to what the program offers.
Absolutely amazing. Listen, folks, you're listening to us right now, which means you're on the internet. Open up another browser. I want you to go to www.linkstofreedom.org. That's linkstofreedom.org. Guys, I got another question here, and I got to ask. So I just gave out the website, but how can people get involved? Do they just go to the website? Is there someone that they can call? I got listeners out there. If they want to get involved and they're in the area, or maybe they want to start this program or get a program like this in their area, whether it's in Texas or Georgia or wherever the case may be, is that something that you guys can do? And how do they reach out to you?
Sure, absolutely. We've got all of our contact information right there on the website. They can call us, they can send us an email, and we'd be more than happy to talk any options over with them. Absolutely.
That's right, including someone who might want to start a program in their area.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, do you guys have do you know how many troops and family members that you've helped over the years?
Well, yes.
I would say 1,100.
Wow.
About 1,100 people have gone through the program since at Fort Belvoir since 2008.
Just this year, too, we're planning on upwards of 300 folks going through the Fort Belvoir and the Joint Base Andrews programs in 2016.
So you got Fort Belvoir right now. You got Joint Base Andrews, and then you're talking right now out to Salt Lake at, I believe, what is it, Hill Air Force Base, I think that is up there?
Hill Air Force Base, right.
Okay.
On that one, because sometimes there's access issues and proximity to the VA hospital, we're looking at actually at a municipal golf course there in Salt Lake. Okay. To do the program.
And you guys have any other golf courses or areas, Phoenix, that you're looking to?
Absolutely. Falcon Dunes out there by you.
Yeah, I was just Falcon. That's literally about 7 miles from my house, and I love that course. So I'm, maybe we could talk offline, and I could do what I need to do out here to help get that going. So.
Fantastic.
This is, gentlemen, this is great. Folks, again, you're listening to Lieutenant Colonel Rob Kuhn and Steve Greiner, head PGA professional. We're talking about the Links to Freedom organization, and you got to check this program out. You're already online. Open up another browser, go to www.linkstofreedom.org. Maybe this is something that you thought about, you love playing golf, or maybe you want to learn how to play golf. This is a great organization to get involved with. If they don't have it, if you're not in the Northern Virginia, D.C. area, maybe you'd like to create this program or get this program down in your area, reach out to these guys, and they will help you do that. Gentlemen, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys coming on today and talking about such a great program.
And Adam, could I just inject one last thought
please,
here?
Please.
One thing I just like your listeners to know, and I think your questions are terrific, and I think they know this, but I just want to make sure that there are a lot of golf tournaments to help veterans, wounded or otherwise. There's a lot of efforts on the part of the golf community, and I'm really proud of what golf does to help our troops and charities in general. But the one thing I would just want people to know is that this is a program that we're working on a weekly basis, coaching and mentoring. It's not just about playing golf, that we very much view this as a forward-thinking, adaptive, rehabilitative program. So there's a lot of golf tournaments to raise money, but Rob and my staff on a daily basis, because once we teach the people in the program. Well, then we get them out on the golf course, and we have a playing program. But I just want people to know the uniqueness of this program out there. There's a lot that golf's doing charitably for soldiers and for the military. But I just wanted to highlight the uniqueness that this is, and what we pride ourselves on is using golf as a tool, and to use golf as assisting in their rehabilitation. So we're working daily and weekly, and we view this as a very forward-thinking, adaptive rehabilitative program.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Rob, any part?
I might have gotten a little out of
that's good.
sync on that.
We'll absolutely love this program. Again, folks, check it out, www.linkstofreedom.org. Get involved. Any other parting words from you guys before we let you go?
I'll just say thank you, Adam. Thank you for the opportunity to help us, spread kind of what we're doing and allowing folks to see what we're doing through our website, and they can get involved with us, and we're just expanding the community of those that want to help our brave men and women.
Absolutely outstanding, gentlemen. Thank you.
And I'll just add also, thank you for your listener service. I know a lot of military people listening, so thanks for their service. And if we can help in any way, we would love to have that opportunity. And thanks, Adam, for letting us tell our story.
Well, we appreciate it. Folks, you got to keep your eye out for this one. I'm telling you, open up another browser. Go to www.linkstofreedom.org. Gentlemen, we appreciate you for being on the show today, and look forward to talking to you guys here in the near future.
Thanks, Adam.
Folks, what another great interview. Got a big special thanks to Lieutenant Colonel Rob Kuhn and Steve Greiner, head PGA professional. Both of them part of the linkstofreedom.org. Folks, I'm telling you, check it out. If you've never played golf or you're looking to start to play, it's a great sport to get in. I've been doing it for many, many years myself. It's very therapeutic, and this is a great organization and these programs that they have, and they're looking to expand these programs out. Right now, if you're in the Fort Belvoir or the Joint Base Andrews area out in Maryland, Northern Virginia, D.C. area, and soon it's going to be hitting up there north to Salt Lake City, and they want to expand it out to other states as well. So make sure you check that out. Links to freedom.org. Again, appreciate you all for listening to this special interview. Make sure you check out all the shows on the heroesmediagroup.network.com by simply going to heroesmediagroup.com. You can check out all the cool articles, see what we're doing, check out our sponsors. Until next time, you've been listening to a very special interview on the Decision Hour. I'm Adam. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight